We are doing a special panel discussion on power up e-grocery growth and customer satisfaction. Why are we doing it? We are doing it in collaboration with Yango Tech. It's a special initiative by ETRetail. So welcome you all to a special conversation today. Let me introduce you first and I'll set the context then. So we have today with us Kumar Sangitesh, who is the CEO and co-founder of 1K Kirana. Welcome. Then we have Himanshu Kumar Rajput, who is the head of technology and SVP OTP. Welcome, Himanshu. And we have with us Yevgeny, who is the COO of Yango Tech. Welcome, Yevgeny. So as you all know, the consumer expectations are changing. And in return, the e-grocery players are also changing their strategies. They're adopting omnichannel strategies because consumers want their products to be delivered whenever and wherever they want. So I want to understand from you, how far have e-grocery players reached in adopting the omnichannel strategies?
I think there are two kind of players in this market, right? One who have been traditionally offline players in grocery, and then obviously the e-grocery players. I think e-grocery players, they're just starting up, warming up to the concept of omni-channel. Some of them, I think, in southern markets, they have started their own store offline shop so that consumers can come see what products are lying. But I think it's a very nascent journey right now, and it still needs to go a long way. I think on the other side, if I look at the offline channels, where the large modern trade hypermarket stores, they have been pushing very fastly into the e-grocer space, right? So whether we look at a player like a D-Mart or Reliance, which has actually made inroads through their D-Mart Ready and Geo Mart, right? So I think they are too aggressive, but I think on the e-grocery side, they are still a little slow in terms of adopting the entire omni-channel offline strategy. That's what my view is.
But omnichannel, if I talk about omnichannel, I mean digital push was given to the brands, specifically during the COVID times. That is when people started adopting omnichannel strategies, and now there must be some challenges also in actually adopting them going fully omnichannel that ways.
So in terms of, if you look at the entire omnichannel strategy, what it basically means that you have a digital presence, right? People are ordering from the app, but you also want an offline presence, because even if you look at in the country today, 95% of shopping is still happening offline, right? When it comes to grocery. So I think one problem that most of the e-grocers face there is the operating model, right? Because the operating model requires you to think a lot about the rental cost that this real estate will demand, right? When you are an e-grocer, your entire rental cost is about the warehousing that you are keeping at the outskirts of the city. When you become an offline player or have an offline presence, you have to come into the city at the most high rental areas, right? And that's where I think there will be some kind of resistance in moving into that particular territory. And that's where I think e-grocers are finding it a little difficult so far. Maybe the operating model needs to be first determined, and then they also need to have figured out that how do they work on an offline shopping as well as a delivery center kind of a network. And I think that's where the models are yet to be figured out. It has not yet completely be figured out. For example, there was a lot of noise, if you remember 3 years, 4 years back, about how smart points are coming everywhere and they will be used for the deliveries as well as the pharma points, everything, right? But even today, if you ask somebody in those stores, delivery stores or dark stores are different and offline stores are different. So the integrated play is yet to be determined, right? That operating model has yet not been figured out. That's what I think is the problem.
I second your point, but I have a different opinion. I'll take that with Himanshu ahead. Himanshu, somehow I feel that going omnichannel means you are fulfilling the demand wherever the consumer is. Consumer can place the order wherever they want to. They can click and they can go and collect the order wherever they want to. If they want to get it delivered, they can get it delivered. So I'm integrating everything together and giving convenience to the consumer. They can pick the order from where they want. They can place the order online, or they can place the order at the store and they can get it delivered at home. But there must be some challenges in doing all these things. So what is your thought on this?
So when we talk about omni-channel, what you say, like I think in India picking from a store doesn't work. So that's the main challenge.
Nobody wants to carry their groceries and climb up.
So he will not pre-order the grocery and then he's not gonna pick from the store. So that doesn't work in India. Either you deliver at home, or either I will go at the store and I will collect the grocery from the store. So that's the main thing in India. And when you're saying like the convenience, right today world. In fact, in basically in grocery, the convenience is a major factor. And 5 to 7 years back, that convenience was delivered by nearby kiranas. Now, I think like when quick commerce came or something, so convenience is given by all these quick commerce players. So the convenience is basically time. I need this thing right now, so that will be delivered by someone. So whether it's a kirana or any quick commerce application.
So brands need to go omnichannel to deliver convenience to consumers. Basically, this is what you're trying to say, and consumer is ready to pay for that convenience.
Right now, consumer is ready to pay for that.
So, Evgeny, I want to understand, people are ready to pay for the convenience, people are ready to pay for the faster deliveries. Faster deliveries are actually happening here in India. But one thing which I am still confused about it, isn't it difficult for the retailers to actually manage their inventory and take a stock of the things, what the demand is going to come from, and demand forecasting basically? Isn't it a difficult task for them?
No, absolutely. That's like such a great question. And the whole thing of that being such a difficult task makes what these guys are doing possible. The whole existence of the startups which are disturbing the market is determined by inability of the retailers to adopt to the evolving customers' needs fast enough. So now the customers are seeing that this is now possible, but retailers, they don't have their live inventory. They update it once a day, sometimes twice a week sometimes, right? And you guys obviously faced it again and again. And of course, you cannot guarantee that what you ordered is going to be delivered. You cannot guarantee the time of the delivery. And the guys like you, the technology companies and the dark store operators, the pure play guys, pure play digital guys emerge, give this service, and now the customers want it. And they're not happy anymore with what retailers can do. So, and this we see in all the markets, more mature markets, that first there is a massive growth for the digital first players who are capturing a lot of online market share, a lot of market share of faster grocery delivery or just grocery delivery, because penetration of the delivery is still very low compared to, for example, the food or electronics, right? But then the bigger guys, the established guys, they are starting to catch up. And in mature markets like the UK or the United States, you see still that over 50% of the online grocery GMV now belongs to the established Tesco's and Sainsbury's of this world. However, the question, I guess, here is like, how much of that market share the pure play or the digital first players will be able to seize and hold on while the bigger guys catch up? I think I'm a little bit of a kind of bad guy here because I'm empowering the bigger guys for now, right? So we've built like the digital first, and then we thought, oh, it seems like big guys don't have it. So we gotta, I mean, it's not like we're small, but we built it digital first. And then we started to talk to the bigger guys, and we realized that they have nothing like this. So now I'm going all around the world to biggest retailers and coming to them and saying, look, guys, it's going to take you another 5 years, and the small guys are going to capture market share. So take my tech and start fighting like with the same weapons as they have, right? So I think the points which you're raising so much relevant for this world, and it's so insightful to see how you guys see in this part of the world, like the wave which is coming your way.
So Evgeny, you must have been listening to them also, and I want to understand how far, and you have worked across the globe, and you have worked with various companies across the globe. So I want to understand how India's consumer is different in the grocery space as compared to consumers maybe across the world, and how far have Indian companies reached in fulfilling their requirements as compared to the other companies across the globe?
Oh, that is like this is the question, and it's like, talking about the Indian consumers, and I think that you guys are going so much support me here. This is not like the country. This is hundreds of countries and hundreds of types of markets in one place, which is called India. But there is so many layers, so many differences, and metro cities are different to tier 1, to tier 2, tier 3. And the consumer's sensitivity to different aspects of the value propositions is so much different. So, and this market is so complex, so multidimensional, like nothing else in this world. And the one thing is that I'll give you a really small example here. For example, the gourmet stores and the premium segment, right? In some other countries, in many other countries, it is a relatively small segment of the GMV spent on premium products and on gourmet products. And proportion-wise, in India, this is a small segment as well. However, in absolute numbers, it is bigger than most of the other countries in the world. And in the next, say, 10 years, it is expected to overcome many of the developed countries. And here is another aspect of this. Now, in the countries which have been evolving and growing for decades, people were served with the premium quality services for decades. Now, this, I think in this country it's called like an aspiring audience, right? People just starting to get enough income to consume the premium products. They join this layer of consumers, but there have been no market participants who's been serving them for decades. So there is a gap, there is opportunity to seize. And this is true for every layer and every segment. And like, do people need delivery? Yes. Do people need quick delivery? Yes. And how much and at what price? That's the second question. But there is so many consumers who demand this, and so few market participants who can cater for them, that the opportunity is unprecedented, uncomparable. And the venture capital coming to this country is another proof of that. It's not like only our opinion of this. It's like the people are betting like big money into the market.
But I want to highlight one of the traits of Indian consumers, that they're still skeptical about paying online. So what do you have to say about it, Sangatesh? Have you seen any such behavior of consumers? I mean, or are they ready to pay online these days? They are not skeptical of there's no threat to them.
So first of all, just talking about the consumers, right? So we keep talking about a metro or a tier 1 or a tier 2, tier 3 consumers, right? But if you look at even a metro city itself has 3 Indias in it, right? You will have a top tier, you will have a middle class, and then you have a lower middle class as well. So all these markets have space for all kind of players serving for different kind of consumer bases, right? And then obviously you have the entire state. Now coming to the question of paying online or like using e-commerce. So one of the key things that we looked at here is how many customers are actually looking for cash on deliveries now. And if you look at the numbers, that number is still at somewhere around 80%, right? So India is getting digitized and people are actually warming up to the option of actually paying early or paying, let's say, upfront before getting the deliveries. But that number is gradually shifting. It has not been a very disruptive environment that now 50%, 60% of India is paying upfront. But I think it will take some time. People are warming up to the ideas. I think one key thing will be there, the credit card penetration that needs to go up. It's still at a very lower numbers. Most of the citizens in tier 2, tier 3 markets don't even have an access to credit card, right? So the only option becomes a debit or a UPI, right? But a credit card option actually increases the entire paying upfront capacity because you are getting something in turn while you are paying it, because you will get rewards or something comes cashbacks. So I think that will be one key thing that is gradually getting changed. And as that is getting changed, I think India is warming up to paying upfront as well. That's how I see it changing in the coming years.
I have an opinion here that what if the retailers or the grocery players start providing them upfront promotions or maybe personalized experiences to the consumers, or maybe some extra gift or something like that. If you pay right now, we are going to give you this. Is this going to change the behavior? I want the answer from both of you, to be honest.
I think I have a little bit different view here. India is not skeptical about paying online. You know, how UPI is right now big is, and you can see UPI, everyone is paying on UPI. In fact, you can see in a tier 2 or tier 3 cities. In fact, in Delhi NCR, we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. That's the beauty of India, what he said. But you know, what the brand, what I will say, trust issue. So when consumer is, the consumer is not paying upfront, And for a e-commerce delivery, that's behavior need to change. And many brands are obviously like you have various credit card offers and offers on UPI or something. Then consumer can adopt online payments upfront.
So glad that you asked that question because one of the key things that we are doing right now in our company is actually incentivizing this payment at the checkout, because we work directly with kiranas, right, the mom and pop shops of India. And what we do there is that, let's say, they don't have any kind of reward system, loyalty system with them. For example, if you go to a D-Mart and you buy, let's say, a particular basket, there is always some gift for you that you can get over there. But that kind of thing doesn't happen, let's say, a smaller mom and pop shop. So what we are doing there is we are nudging the consumer at that point of time, looking at the basket that he has purchased, that what are the other gifts that I can provide to you if you pay upfront, right, to me, right? So this solves two purposes, because one of the key problems that kiranas also face in India is the credit, because you have to extend credit to consumers, right? But if you are getting a gift or a promotion at the time of checkout, the payment comes upfront. And that is something that we are doing at a lot of stores currently in all the NCR regions where we are operating. And that is working out, right? Because a lot of consumers warm up to that idea that I'm getting either some upfront discount or some promotion or some reward if I'm making the payment upfront. We're also trying to promote the usage of credit card over there, because whoever is actually carrying that credit card, if he can pay through that, but generally if you ask a small grocer, credit card payment he doesn't take. The reason is MDR charges, almost 1.5% that they have to pay. Imagine on a 10-12% gross margin business, a 1.5% MDR doesn't make sense. But when I'm aggregating all of these kiranas together, actually I can get some subsidies on that. And that's the reason that I'm able to actually promote that credit card penetration in those areas. And we are seeing all those changes now even happening in tier 2, tier 3, which is again great for the country, great for us as businessmen, right?
It was a challenge, but it is no longer going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, it will not be.
In our case, we serve Delhi and nearby satellite cities like Bhiwadi and very tier 2 or tier 3 part of Delhi as well, like some part of West Delhi. So what initially we were doing COD, but at a moment we take decision we will close COD and we will do only online orders. And in fact, on online, we give some discounts if you load upfront 1,000 to 2,000 rupees in our OTP wallet. So we will give you another 200 rupees from our pocket. So that works very well for us. In fact, 80% of a customer right now have wallet balance in their wallet. So online thing, spending money online, that's the thing is changing.
Yevgeny, what I've picked up that Indian companies are actually putting in efforts to go omni-channel, like they are giving extra money in their wallets. So don't you think it is a negative point for the brands to go omni-channel or the grocery players to go omni-channel just to satisfy consumer needs and incur losses?
I think that's for benefit of everyone, in fact, to adopt the new technologies. And I must thank guys for putting so much effort into getting the customers, getting the audience to adopt these new things, which are actually enabling us to work more efficiently, right? And this is just the first step. So you enable the digital payments and you get them to adopt it, the payments up front. Then the next thing, your BNPL providers are coming. Then the next thing, you starting to have like kind of more data about the customers, and you can go the next level of personalization. And with the adoption of the AI, the personalization can go to really different level, where you can provide dynamic discounts based not only on their previous purchase, not only. So you see, for example, you see the person that has got certain wallet, right? And you see that the person is used to buy something, the purchasing history. And now, as the person is browsing through the app, you can dynamically offer something that is going to match the balance on the wallet, and this something that you are going to offer is going to be exactly what the customer wants. I mean, who benefits here? I mean, everyone, right? Everyone. So absolutely, I think it's the greatest thing. And the more companies needs to put like incentives towards this. Of course, it's not going to happen at snap of the fingers, and we all will need to work through the complexity. Like when I first landed in Saudi Arabia, for example, and like where I'm coming from, our own business, and we probably crossed, we have over, say, 500 to 600 dark stores and retail stores powered by our technology, and all over, that's probably now crossed the mark of $1.5 billion of revenue going through our systems, right? And at that point, it was a bit less, of course, but when I first landed in Saudi, he said, like, what you talk? Can cash on delivery? Like, how is that? Like, who does that, guys? Just let's not do it. And he said, no, guys. We need your tech, but you need to figure out cash. I mean, why? And he said, 40% of my revenue is cash. And I said, oh, we have to figure it out. So we figured it out, and slowly, gradually, the customers adopt better ways, more convenient ways. And now, obviously, the cash on delivery percentage of revenue of that particular partner of ours is much lower. But we needed to adopt. So we adopt to each other, and the equilibrium is something that works for everyone.
So it helps in personalizing the needs of the consumer. So if I'm looking for a coffee, if they adopt your technology, maybe they'll give me a recommendation of coffee at the best price.
Well, if someone adopts our technology, we will be able to know when you want coffee better than you know it, and we'll know when you are going to run out of milk before you run out of it, right? But that's, of course, like we have some of the most advanced tech in the world, our algorithms and machine learning algorithms and AI predictions, they have been trained on millions of transactions. We are doing like over 250,000 daily orders. So imagine the data sets which our machines are learning on, right? But I don't think that at this point everyone really needs this. The bigger guys need it. The smaller guys just need something to do the first step, and then step by step they will evolve. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be very fast, but it's not going to be overnight. Yeah.
Yeah, see, the consumers are going omnichannel, the brands are going omnichannel, but do you think it helps you, going omnichannel helps you increase the cart value also?
So it does. See, if you talk about a customer's mind share, right? Whenever he's buying something online and whenever he's coming to the store. See, grocery purchase is a very different segment, right? Just tell me this, if you are looking for an atta, are you going to browse? You know what you want to buy, right? So grocery is a very different segment. It's not like an apparel or some other segment. Maybe a personal care will be where you will be looking to browse.
Sandeesh, I have a different opinion. Sorry, I'll have to say about it. So I have seen that a lot of people, if they're ordering atta, they'll open X app, then Y app. They'll compare the price. They'll find the best price and order the same product which they are fond of.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say here, that's the price. It's not about the cart, right? We are talking about increasing the cart sizes. Cart size increase when you give multiple options to consumers, right? When grocery online, if you look at it, many a times it becomes a search-based thing, right? But when you come to an offline store, when you walk through the store, you see a lot many products and you increase your cart. But when it comes to recommendation, promotions, offers, that you can do digital interventions, that's when a consumer can actually, you can help the consumer increase their cart sizes, right? And that's what most of the e-commerce companies does. But when you're an omni-channel play, what happens that while going through the store, when you're pushing something, or let's say you are just walking through a store and I know that you are in the store right now, and I push one notification to you that, okay, this particular product is at this particular price for you and I'm giving you a discount right now. That's how you actually increase the cart size. And that's how omni-channel helps you, because you get look and feel and everything of the product, while at the same time I'm also telling you today if you get it, you will get it at a discount. And that's how you increase the customer basket, the customer cart's value, everything, right? So it obviously plays a huge role, right? Because multiple products are there where you actually want to experiment, right? You want to see the product by actually feeling it, just seeing what kind of packaging is this, is there any value in it, right? So it surely helps in actually increasing the cart value, right?
In our case, so I'm agree, grocery is more of a search type of a thing, but F&B is a browsing thing, because you don't know. If I ask you what you will gonna eat today, you don't know. So you go in the app and then you see, oh, there is a cauliflower, there is a this, there is a, okay, I will eat this. So that's a, F&B is a basically browse category. But you do lots of things in an application, and that's how digital merchandising work. let's say you're coming here for only F&B. What I will do, I will route you on a digitally in another category where we have a good margin, or maybe if let's say you are today buying paneer, so maybe you will also buying onion as well or tomato as well. So this is all merchandising you can do on online, and that's increase AOV and that's increase cart value as well.
So maybe if we send consumers some promotional materials saying that this is the package that we have made specifically for you, or a combo for you, so that this is what sells the most. This is what you're trying to say.
In fact, in our case, initially when we started, our AOV was something around 220, and now in most of the areas, our AOVs has increased from 220 to 270. And how? Because initially we were treated as a F&B company only. But with the help of good merchandising, and when let's say you are searching for something, you need that. So we will show you related product or something. And anyhow, consumer is able to add those products as well. And our AOV is gone up with the help of good digital merchandising.
So the brands are earning more by going omnichannel. This is what I've understood. It's happy news for you.
Well, absolutely happy news for us, but I just wanted to highlight how important the question of the cart value or average order value, basket, however you call it, is for the penetration of the online grocery, right? When the customer goes into the offline store, the fact that the customer is there costs offline grocer almost nothing, right? So someone who was passing by, knows that the store is there. So attracting the customer didn't cost that much in most of the cases because their advertisement is their outdoor sign, right? Now, when the customer is walking around, whether he's walking there for 1 hour, 2 hours, it doesn't cost nothing. And if the customer buys like one item, it's still made money, good. If the customer buys 10 items, great, made more money, fine. But still making money, right? In the online world, it costs us money to bring the customer into the app, whatever the customer acquisition costs, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, right? So we already paid for this. Now, then the customer is browsing, and then if the basket is too small, there is always a cost of delivery, right? So if the basket is too small, we are in many cases going to lose money, especially if we don't have the minimal basket requirement. And many companies at the stage of user acquisition would not have that, not to frustrate the customer, not to lose the customer, because customer just wants to try. I just want to try 2-3 items. Why you make me build up the basket of like so much? I just want to try your service, right? So at this stage, which many companies are still going through in India because customers are learning about this thing, right? Moreover, sometimes you would subsidize the delivery, give free delivery, right? And now you need to figure out the way to bring this basket up so that you make the money rather than losing the money, or you make more margin. And because you always have this cost of delivery there, this becomes even more important factor. Great news here is that online tools for bringing the basket higher are way more advanced and sophisticated, I mean, easier to use, we could say, than in the offline world. And you have rightly mentioned like a few mechanics, which I absolutely love. We go even further level down with our technologies, where, of course, very much about the buzzword of the personalization, where machine learning and the AI knows what the customer might want to buy. So not only we are making the conclusions from their previous purchases, but we also we have the idea of what other product we need to offer. Now, in the offline store, someone is walking down the aisles, and there is a chance that he will pass by some new promotion, a new item, and there is a chance that he will not. There is a chance that this promotion is relevant, there is a chance that this promotion is not. And even if it's relevant and it's on this aisle, at that moment he got the text message and didn't see it. Now, in the online world, the algorithm, and no any human can do it. That's like where the tech comes, because after seeing millions and millions of profiles, algorithm can offer something that this customer would never know existed exactly at the right time, exactly at the right place, and push the basket higher. So that's the beauty of Omnichannel. So definitely, coming back to your original conclusion, the brands are going to make more money, the retailers are going to make more money with omnichannel, and all of this making customers happier.
That's wonderful. So my last question is to you, only Yevgeny. I want to understand what are the future technologies that are going to change the way how consumer buys or maybe experience products these days.
Oh wow, that's like such a great question, and we all love to. And I'm really keen to hear you guys about like what you think and what technologies actually you need for the business. What are the immediate problems? Because really, my opinion is that the generative AI is a buzzword these days, and everyone is saying that it's going to change the world, and it probably will. However, I'm not that I cannot see that much impact on the hard and painful P&L from the generative AI. And the kind of old good machine learning have been used in online in any grocery now for decades, right? So that's been improving our numbers and margins for decades now. But what I'm really keen to learn is what are the people who are actually on the forefront of the grocery world, what they need, what are their day-to-day challenges in terms of the technology. And if you pardon me for being a bit of an interviewer here, if I can direct this question to the to the guys here.
Yes, so you can take up my job. Please ask them.
I think so. You very well mentioned Gen AI. So in India, as we say, this is a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So can Gen AI make user interface so much simple on digital things that in fact the tier 4 we got more penetration from tier 4, so that more digitization will happen. And then basically, can we use this Gen AI in supply chain as well? Then there will be more margins, and then there will be more predictability in the supply chain. And in fact, there will be more alerting. In India, we use lots of technology in supply chain. We have lots of monitoring data based on data, but still somehow we somewhere depend on humans on various critical point. Can we use Gen AI or any other machine learning technology? So he predict like what bad is gonna happening in the next 10 days or next or maybe like tomorrow delivery. Let's say what we do, in our case, let me give you one example. So we have a weather API. We use weather API a lot. If let's say we predict if tomorrow morning is a rain, so our delivery will get delayed. So what we do, we increase our manpower, and we send our senior employees at the ground. You just need to take care of more compared to other days. So if the technology and Gen AI maybe we can use more in the supply chain as well, then it will be easy to use.
Yeah. Sangitesh, what would you like to add to it?
So obviously the buzzword is Gen AI. So, but at least in my experience, whatever I have seen so far, in most of the areas, it's a productivity enhancement. The way we are looking at it is basically a productivity enhancement tool, right? So whether it is on engineering side, marketing side, on all these areas, basically the productivity is getting enhanced. But one thing that I will be keen to look at is, I think the future is about customization, right? Everybody is getting their own ways of expressing themselves, through social media. And that's why the needs will be as customized as possible for each and every individual. Now, how do we deliver that to a customer is going to be the key challenge. I think the more than Gen AI is basically going to be the same play that we have been talking about from last 15 years, data and ML, right? So these are the two technologies that are going to be very, very important to understand what this customer is actually looking for, what kind of customer profile is that, and what do we need to give him so that he's satisfied as a customer, rather he's elated and loved the brand because we are able to deliver that. So I think that's what I will be looking at. Obviously, on the other side, demand forecasting becomes very, very key in grocery because supply chain is the most critical aspect of the entire grocery business. So demand forecasting, your entire delivery schedules that you are talking about, I think those are always going to be the key aspect as we are looking at technology for future, right? So that's what I feel.
In fact, in our case, demand forecasting is a play very key role here. So our wastage is hardly 2 to 3%.
Fresh.
Indian Fresh, because we have a very advanced ML model who predict how much we needed for tomorrow, and then that predict the penetration of every SKU. So in demand prediction, ML is a very useful.
I think this is a very strong point, and this is something that was not possible before, because the way how we enable the demand prediction is like, you can predict the demand, but your prediction is only as good as the input data you have, right? And then you are going lengths and lengths to get this data to you, right? So if you measure for example, the on-shelf availability, and you measure it in the morning and in the evening, right? Then you have limited data. And if you measure your on-shelf availability by the hour, then you know how much of the goods are going to be purchased at which hour of the day. Now you know that there is rain and there is going to be less people in certain hours of the day, and in these hours of the day, this is how much is going to be purchased. So you adjust your replenishment to this correction, which you could not predict before you had this data and before you had the algorithm. So the overall penetration of the technology is enabled the whole different level. And the great thing here is, again, this is a very noble thing, I believe, that reducing the wastage. Like, this is a very impressive number, and most of the conventional grocery retailers, even in developed world, in like kind of mature markets, can't even dream about this for their fresh and ultra fresh categories. So that's a very impressive number. I must say, having been all around the world, well.
So India is the best. India is the best. India is growing, so the demand is increasing, the consumer expectations are changing, brands are changing, everything is evolving here in India, and technology is going to change the game going ahead also. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful discussion. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you also enjoyed it, and you also enjoyed it. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot.